What is going on YouTube? It is LordZhangFei checking in for a final time with my last video on this channel. It's going to be a deep dive of all 12 of my online Battle.net characters. A lot of unique builds, some that I've made some videos of but have enhanced since then. Others that are brand new with some new mechanics from 2.4 that I've actually never seen anyone talk about. Let's just get right into it. Let me full screen this real quick. Alright, the first one's going to be my Necromancer Paladin hybrid. Going to want to max out hammers, zeal, sacrifice, blessed aim, and vigor. You're going to want to definitely get 3 points of salvation though. I'll get into how all this works. I do play on controller a lot of the time, so those are my controller presets down below. Before you flame me about the controller, it's good times. I'll get into why I think controller is better for me in a little bit. Let's just go over this dude's gear real quick though. You'll notice that I am putting on the Nature's Peace. I'm gonna go ahead and cast me an Oak Sage. You can swap them now. That's another 2.4 mechanic. Before it would erase the old charge. First item up, my favorite item, Caduceus, Eternity, Metal Grid, Phoenix. It's a real nice Phoenix. Gore Riders, FCR Strength Ring, Arachnid's Mesh, Wisp Projector, Enigma, and of course Endariel's as before with Mage Fist. And we just have some Paladin combat. Now the cool thing about this build here is he is a Dark Templar. Kind of a dumbass name, but whatever. He is a paladin that revives guys with Eternity. Notice that's an ethereal Caduceus there. Had to find a reason to use Dragon Scale. I figured I'd throw it on this guy. So with the new 2.4 patch, you can swap with Eternity now. Before, when you swapped, all of your revives would disappear. But now, look at that, 29k defense with Shout. That's insane. Here's all the stats real quick. 50 FCR, 35 Crush and Blow. Kind of like a mix in between Zeal and Hammers. Let's get right into it. So we're going to want to summon some dudes. We do about 8.5k hammers. You're probably like, that's fucking trash, 8.5k. Well, the funny thing is we're not using concentration aura. We are actually getting concentration aura from our golem. We were getting it from our merc, but if you'll watch the very first video I made, look what happened. My golem's stuck in between these two pillars and just gets absolutely smoked. So I needed to change anyway because that one was made with Infinity. So we're going to go ahead and make a new golem with Pride. That makes more sense anyway with the life replenish and the freeze on hit. It's going to take less damage away from your golem. Probably like, you're an idiot. You're using Metal Grid on a golem for a class that's not a Necromancer. He's just going to die. Well, let me start off first off by saying I always play with 2 accounts, and I always have a battle order Barb juicing me up. Okay, so you may say that's cheese. I don't give a fuck. I like it. It lets me not use battle orders and call to arms on my secondary, which is the whole point behind it. Every single one of these builds is not using call to arms and actually has a second weapon swap that's kind of aimed at something different for different kinds of damage. This build, of course, uses revive, so it's using Eternity on both. Not really too different there. But either way, you probably wonder why I'm not using concentration. My Iron Golem is giving me concentration, so I'm able to use Salvation Aura. And you're probably like, that's retarded. Salvation Aura just gives resistance, but what you don't realize is that Salvation Aura actually, if you have it higher than level 3 hard points, which I think is level 12. I'd have to look again, but it's above 100. If it's above 100, there's no cap on your resistances for your summons. That includes the Oak Sage, the Iron Golem, and the revives. So every single one of my summons right now is 100% immune, cannot be hurt by fire, cold, and lightning. And the Oak Sage and the Golem both inherently come immune to poison as it is. So Oak Sage and the Iron Golem can only be killed by physical damage. So what that means is that essentially by using Salvation and having an Oak Sage, it's almost like having an aura that gives you 50% life. That's why we do the swap with the Nature's Peace, because chances are he's not going to die. So we can actually get a level 5 Oak Sage opposed to the level 2 that comes on Wisp. And yeah, get a bunch of health. Look how much health we got. We got almost 5k health, and I'm only level 90. And I do not have godly charms. I mean, they're pretty standard. High 20s and low 30s, I think, is what is on this guy. So our Merc, of course, is using Infinity. He is a Might Merc. That means that all these summons, on top of being 100% immune to all elements, also have Concentration and Might. They do obviously not crazy damage, but they definitely take the hits away from the Golem, which he can die. You just saw one die. It takes a kind of a situation though, and the situation right there is he was stuck in between 2 poles, and yeah. But I really like this build. Using a Golem on a metal grid that's, you know, sketchy, you know, is a lot of fun. One thing I would say about this build is having Redemption with the Eternity that we actually summon with does make it a little challenging to get the right amount of summons, just because your Redemption aura is always kind of taking the corpses. That's why actually I have a level 10 Redemption on here. I wanted the lowest Redemption possible, so that roll is actually really good for this build. But you actually lose an eighth of your life, regardless of how much hit points you have, every time you summon. I made a video about this dude, something like this, I think like 2 years ago or something, and I've kind of found that using Phoenix really counteracted that penalty for reviving guys. But this guy is super fun to play, and with the Iron Golem it kind of gives it a little bit of a hardcore feel. I know all you hardcore junkies out there will be like, it's not even close to the same, and of course it's not, but to me, you know, as a softcore player, losing high runes is a penalty I'm worth losing. I'm not a hardcore guy. I would be devastated if I lost some of these high-level characters I have. Some of the gear takes years to literally find, so you guys are pretty wild playing hardcore. I'll give that up. Kind of struggle a little bit here. I mean, it goes down pretty quick. The Hydras from Dragon Scale really help with that wave from the bales. So, you know, I throw them out there. Dragon Scale has no real use, but with the majority of our damage coming from hammers and the Zeal with the Ethereal Eternity, I figured why not, man. It's almost perfect. I don't know if you looked at the stats on it, but it is like only the ED's not perfect. And it had to get used somewhere. I've been sitting on that item forever. So we do kind of do some fire damage as well with our Zealing. There's actually 500 damage on Dragon Scale. 500 fire damage on Dragon Scale, so you run into some immune to magics, you know, that helps out. I'm not a big fan of the Sunder Charms for magic. I feel like there's better ways to get around that other than taking more damage. But, you know, with 8 revives, this is a fun build, and using Iron Golems is pretty damn cool, I gotta say. I'd like to get this guy a lot higher level. That's one cool thing about all 12 of these builds, is that none of them max out beyond, you know, the minimum level 99. So, a lot to look forward to. This is some stuff in my stash. 3 hammers, Fortitude Scepter, a 3 hammers, 1 conviction Eternity Scepter. That's really nice. A 3 hammers Lawbringer Divine, and a 3 conviction Hand of Justice. I also stumbled upon something pretty interesting here when I was making this video that I didn't know about. I was going to show you right here that you can cast a level 16 Heart of the Wolverine, and then with your Wisp Projector be able to keep that level 16 Oak Sage, or Heart of the Wolverine, excuse me, and it wouldn't disappear. But something really weird happened, and after I cast it, I go back to switch to my Nature's Peace, because that's what I start with to cast the Oak Sage, and I noticed that the Heart of the Wolverine didn't disappear, which is really strange because it's not the same summon. It appears that as long as you have any kind of spirit summoned, it doesn't disappear. So I thought that was pretty interesting right there. You know, the same way the Metal Grid trick works, you can do with Druids as well and get a super high level Oak Sage, leave, make sure you have a Wisp Projector on, respec, and then you'll have the level 40 Oak Sage or whatever without actually having it once you respec. So thought that was pretty interesting. Super fun character to play. I think y'all should try this one out probably. Next one we have here is my Beast 96 Paladin. I love this guy. This is my go-to guy. I mean, his skills are max hammers, max blessed aim, salvation, vigor, and resist lightning. You do need scepters that have conviction on them. So that is one thing that's kind of a bummer. It took me literally 2 years to find this one specific scepter. Well, not 2 years, about 1.5 years to find this one specific scepter. I might own the only one. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but it is GG right here. Or not this one, the next one. I use Beast with 3 conviction, Caduceus on 1, and then this Phoenix right here. 3 hammers, 2 conviction. I have re-rolled this about 20 times. I'm sticking with that roll. I also have a Call to Arms Caduceus with conviction, a Phoenix Caduceus with conviction, as well as a Rift with conviction, and a Call to Arms with 3 hammers. All Caduceuses. That took me a long time to collect 6 of these Caduceuses here. Super awesome to be in possession of them. I do like to switch these weapons up. So this one rocks Dream and Spirit with the Caddy for the hammers to hit the 75 breakpoint, and Dream with the Beast to get that real juiced up lightning damage with Zeal. That is such a nice amulet. With Zeal and Charge, I believe this guy does 10k charge, quite a lot. Ravenfrost, Arachnid's Mesh. If that FCR ring had more strength, it would be out of this world. GG. A 10, 15, 10 Drax, and a War Travelers. Peacombs, Geeds, you know the drill. This is a true hybrid character in my opinion. He does 9k hammers with 10k charge and 9k zeal, I believe. And that is right there on the switch. Again, you can use Call to Arms and still get those results as well. So, you know, the need for a Battle Order Barb isn't too necessary on this guy. Pride to get that concentration. Blackhorns because I like playing in Bale. And the Skin of the Flayed One. Look at that, 25 all res, or 25 life prep, ethereal. Here's the skills. I use Skin of the Flayed One to get the life leech. So he does 8.9k hammers. I don't know if I go over the other damage right here. Yeah, 15 through 85 zeal, and 22.8 through 10k charge. Now with conviction, which should be on right here, it appears that I did not put it on. With conviction, which I'm sure I'll put on later, that's 10k charge is no joke. And the reason you'd want conviction on the other caddy with the hammers is simply for charge. I use charge on both sets of weapons, and yeah, having that always running conviction on this build is just a win-win. Again, because we're getting concentration from our merc. After I made the last build you saw using the Iron Golem, I was almost half tempted to kind of do the same thing on this guy, just because that seems like a really good idea and you get an extra aura out of it, the salvation aura. But you know, he's not doing summons. I don't think it's super necessary for him, so we're just rocking it like this. I really like this build a lot. It totally wipes out the undead wave of Bale. You know, when you get into that though, you notice my merc wasn't around, so I mean your hammers aren't very good. So you got to make sure that, you know, whenever you notice your concentration aura backing off and not on you, you got to teleport to get that guy by you. It seems maybe a little unconventional, especially with Thunders, and I'm sure I hammered in with the Magic Sunder is capable of just absolutely crushing this. But, you know, I mean, I strive to find items for builds that are weird, and, you know, going on that journey of trying to find all these caddies was pretty interesting. I know they don't come out much. Was looking on JSP. I actually am quit JSP completely, and then going to be focusing on some other things. I just really needed to get this last video out of my system, not leave you guys hanging with some of these cool builds that I've been figuring out here. But you know, man, my kids aren't getting any younger. And me and my wife, we spending more time together. Not that I was even really spending too much time doing this. This video took weeks to set up. I mean, getting 12 characters ready for the cameras took a lot of time to really fill in all the holes. But, you know, I just think, you know, my time with this game has certainly not moved on, because I'm going to be playing it with these 12 characters. Probably doing some kind of grail. And playing with my kids. My kids are old enough to where they can play now. So I actually have a whole nother account set up where I've got a couple characters for them to play. Not with the GGs, because, you know, they got to grind for that shit. I mean, goddamn. But I'm just transitioning the way I'm going to play. So recording videos and getting you guys together for some wild, crazy shit. You know, I just don't really have time anymore, but I just am blessed that I was able to do some of the things that I did do. I'm no big name in Diablo, but you know, I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoyed my content and thought what I was doing was cool, and yeah, it's really all you can ask for, man. You know, what else can you ask for? I think that AFK pacifist run will live on beyond me making videos. Maybe one day it'll be just a myth and someone will be like, man, can you believe somebody beat it with never attacking? If YouTube ever goes down or whatever. But yo, y'all seen that shit, it happened. I'll get into the controller business on the next video, or the next segment here, the next character, because I truly think the controller is superior than the mouse and keyboard. But moving on to the next character, Onoskelis. This is my hybrid bow Javazon character. You're going to want to max out pretty much just everything for Lightning Fury. Except you're going to want to do Guided Arrow as well. In the 2.4, they buffed up Strafe and Multi-Shot to get fat synergies from guided arrow. You actually get more damage putting it in guided arrow than even strafe. And with the extra skills you get, that's enough strafe to hit enough targets. So 20 points in there. You don't really need the Valk and all that shit. Definitely need Pierce, but I like playing with Decoy and a Valk. So here are the items though. We're using a Phoenix bow, Delirium hat, Amazon teleport amulet, Dragon, some Java gloves, Raven Frost, Razor Tail, just a random resistance FCR strength ring, and Tri-Res boots. Those ones are pretty nice. And then we do have javelin skills and a fire sunder. You're probably like, why would you have a fire sunder if you're not doing any fire skills? Well, that's because we proc so many damn Hydras with this build that you got to give them some use. And the fact that we can just simply put a flickering flame on our Merc, it totally negates the negative effects of the Sunder. We do have Titans and Phoenix on there as well. And then, of course, with Phoenix, you know, you do get the minus res. Those are two bows I also play with, Harmony and Brand. And then the Blood Raven's Charge, just because it's cool. We will switch off from Thunderstroke in between the runs. Like I said, Flickering Flame, Chains of Honor, and Infinity. Chains of Honor, because you're going to need that Life Leech. Here's the damage. We do 15 through 3,000 and 13 through, what was that, 3,700. Charge Strike. Our bow is going to do 13 through 25 strafe, 9 through 18 multi, and 12 through 2,400 guided arrow. Again, not like crazy damage, but this build does some really cool things. I kind of made a video about this one already, but I've upgraded some of the gear, started using the Phoenix bow. Now, of course, you know, I'm crushing Phoenix, or crushing with the Javazon. You know, this is nothing new here. It's only players 2. You know, with a regular full build, these guys would probably all die in one hit. But if you'll notice, you know, that Confuse is going to start paying out big time once I start using this bow, because it shoots that shit way off the screen, and then I'll just roll up on a group of cows fighting each other, and you know, they do damage. Like, look at these guys here. They're like half dead from attacking each other. I mean, on top of the survivability of not having everybody trying to attack you, you know, Confuse does actually offer DPS solutions, especially when used on a bow with strafe. Obviously, this champion here is not the best at displaying that. You'll see it though. No, this character is definitely one of my cow killers, you know. But you see how as soon as the bow comes out, it's like everyone was coming after you. Now they're fighting each other. You just simply throw the Javas. And, you know, they're doing this shit way off screen, man. Hit it with the Charge Strike. Pretty standard. The Fire Sunder definitely will come into play, though, against guys that are immune to fire, of course. With Phoenix, you know, that puts them... With Phoenix and Infinity, you know, that's gonna, what, 90 minus 27 plus 17. So you're looking at 44. You're looking at them, you know, having like 46 fire res. Now, you don't really see too many. I mean, that's not even close to as many as can spawn. And I think I cut this cow run out early just because this video is already going to be like almost 2 fucking hours. But we'll do a bail run with her. And I think the audio is all kind of jacked up. Oh yeah, this is it right here though. One shitty thing is you will sometimes get hit with that doll shit that Delirium does. But, I mean, it's kind of funny. And especially for me these days, you know, trying to grind as fast as you can and as hard as you can for the GG. I mean, I'm just not about it anymore, guys. I'm just playing for fun. So when shit like this happens, it's kind of funny to me. It is rare though. It's like a 1% chance, and the fact that you're always shooting with the bow and confusing everybody, you're not taking a lot of hits really at all. But I figured I'd leave that in the video. Sometimes this does happen, but little dude holds his own, man. You know what I mean? He ain't doing too bad. You want to make sure you have the Javelin ones out. And on my little diagram with the skills and stuff, I did not put the attack on there. I actually had to do that mid-game. It's been so long since I turned into one of those guys, but... what I was getting into about the controller. Alright, now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually have different hotkeys, if you will, for different item swaps, and those stay. So essentially, you have two different sets that you can bind skills to. Hey, that's 24 skills. You can bind 24 different skills to each character. That's insane. Like Diablo 4 has fucking 4. 4. God, that game is so trash. But 24 skills is way more than enough. So you'll notice I got weird shit on there, dude. Like Iron Maiden. Probably like, why the fuck would you put Iron Maiden on there? Well, sometimes you run into guys, especially when I'm using revives and playing with some higher player counts, where it may come in handy. Why not? I have the extra skills to put shit onto. But I think controller is better because you have way more skills that you can play around with. I am been a console player for like my whole life, so it feels good in my hands, and you know, just alternating between skills is so much easier for me when I have this many different skills that I'm playing with. And on top of that, if you've never played on controller with a Paladin, yo, you gotta check that shit out. Okay, it keeps the aura on 24/7. Alright, it takes it off when you teleport, or when you do a skill that can't be bound to the left click on the mouse. So when you're playing the last, build, the Dark Templar guy who needs to always have Salvation running to keep his summons alive, you never can make the mistake of accidentally turning it off unless I hold L2 and press square, which I think I did in the last video, to be quite frank with you. But, it's much easier to forget to hit an F key to put back on a aura. Plus, I just like how you can dodge with the controller, That would take incredible APM to shoot something halfway across the screen and dodge at the same time. I am no StarCraft master, 15,000 APM. I mean, if you are, more power to you, but the controller just feels good to me. Moving on though, that's a fun ass build. We have my Fire Fury hybrid Druid here. This guy is fun as shit. You're going to want to make sure you max out everything but Molten Boulder. And of course Oak Sage, because he's going to be doing summons. You got to get an item that has Fury on it on your helmet for your Flickering Flame. Try to get one that's got other skills as well. Mine's got Fissure and Summon Grizzly, so I actually save a point there too. But this guy is super fun. He plays on the same Eternity concept as the last few builds. Eternity and Phoenix on one, and then he has a Ethereal Eternity Thresher per the Fury on the other. There's Flickering Flame I was talking about. Metal Grid, because of course he's rocking a Golem. Enigma, Mage Fist, a very nice FCR ring, Arachnid's Mesh, Stone of Jordan, Tri-Res Boots, of course all the GCs with the Fire Sunder and the Resistance. In Hell, your Golem has 980 health, I believe. And with Oak Sage, which I believe is 200%. we're looking at 2,940 hit point pre-BO. You add battle orders onto it, that golem's got 4.4k or something like that health, and he's immune to fire and poison because you're using Flickering Flame. If you are using any kind of summons, any kind for any class, put a Flickering Flame on your Merc, man. Alright? Yeah, you lose some damage from Fortitude, but your guys don't die. And they can't be killed by fire, which is a very easy way for them to get smoked. You do need to have a level 7 Flickering Flame, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure level 7. Anything less than that won't be over 100, so they'll still have a little bit of resistance. And in this guy's case, Iron Golems also, in any case I should say, Iron Golems are also inherently 50% resistant to lightning. So they take half lightning damage. They take all the smoke from cold. So be careful around cold. Interesting idea that I had for this guy here. This golem is currently a beast ethereal champion axe. That is what I always make all of my beast golems out of. But if he dies, I only have 2 left, and they're on the Necros as replacements. So I don't know if I would replace this guy right away. Part of me, because it's not too serious. I mean, it's very nice to have fanaticism, of course, but it's not like make or break the build like Conviction or Concentration on some of those other ones. But if you took a Tomb Reaver and you found the right jewels, you'd either have to be a 50 all res Tomb Reaver with 2 cold jewels in there, or it would have to be a whatever number all res to make it 50 for lightning with cold res stacked. I don't have any of those, and I'm not playing JSP anymore, so I probably will never find them. But you could, essentially, if you had your Tomb Reaver be 50% immune to lightning and 100% immune to cold, your Iron Golem would resist all elements and would probably be like a super tank. So I may try that if I can find the jewels, or find a 50 all res Tomb Reaver. But you'll notice this dude just, like any build with the Sunder Charm, just crushes everything. It's a fun build. I do like swapping between this and Fury, just again for fun. That's what this game's all about. Kind of loses the fun when you play too much JSP and not enough Diablo. Kind of feel almost liberated leaving JSP. Not that it's bad, I love JSP, and without it I would never have any of this gear. And I'm very thankful that there's all the kind people on there that trade with me. But I feel like I kind of got everything I wanted out of it. I'd lost so much with the transition from Lord of Destruction to Diablo 2 Resurrected. And it feels good to not have it all back by any means, because I had some crazy godly gear on Lord of Destruction. But to, maybe be at the same ballpark in the nosebleeds, if you will. I'm never going to get a 280, 350, 50, 80, 3 open socket Tomb Reaver ever again. I don't even know if one of those have dropped in D2R. I'd be amazed if it has. I believe that item took several years to drop. Hopefully one day we see a perfect one. Not too sure if that'll ever happen. I heard there's something that prevents that from even happening. That's what I heard. because I've never seen one. There's actually a dude back in the day that was offering 20, 30K for one every ladder. So you'd think if someone found one, tell him 100K or something. Some shit. Notice the golem though, doing just fine. This golem is really beefy with the extra health from Oak Sage. But with 8 revives, 5 wolves, 3 dire wolves, and a bear, you know, you're looking at 19 summons with the Merc, or 19 enemies the AI's got to worry about. So the golem isn't really going to be taking a lot of hits unless he gets put into a really bad situation. In which case you just kind of got to keep your eye on it. You know, with the battle order Barb always juicing me up. You know, I got stupid health, 5k health. You know, I pay more attention to my golem's health than my own, even knowing that if I do die, he dies as well, but it seems more likely for him to bite the dust than me. And kill Lister. Now, I believe Lister is a great place to use that Iron Maiden. I don't know if I used it there, but I should have. And you're probably like, why would you even do that? Why not? Why not? There's no curses on this guy. But here is Spanky. She's my Mosaic Sin. This video is pretty quick. I think it's only like 5 minutes. Pretty typical. I got Dragonflight on a Claw, max out. Blade Eyes, Claw Thunder, Phoenix Strike, and Tiger Strike. But you only want to put like 13 hard points in Fist of Fire, because once you get, I think it's above level 31 Fist of Fire, it fucks up everything with your lifesteal because it's turning all of your damage into fire instead of physical. There's one of the Mosaics, Crown of Ages, Rising Sun, another Mosaic. I got my Super GG 150, 29, 30 Tyrials, Be Jelly. Beast Attack, Speed Glove, Stone of Jordan, T-Gods, another Stone of Jordan, and War Travelers. You're probably like, this doesn't make any sense. Where are the martial arts, GC? And I don't even know, bro. I just threw a bunch of Sunders on this, and it's worked. So this may not be the best way to play with the fire and the cold and the lightning Sunder, but it seems to work pretty fucking good to me. I must say, having them all immune, or all of them not immune to any element, seemed valuable, and using Fade seemed dumb. I can get lots of resistance specifically in my inventory. What I can't get is increased attack speed. So versus speed seemed like a no-brainer to me, simply because there is no need to min-max a Mosaic Sin. I mean, unless you're like Players 8, you're that dude that's like clearing chaos while people are doing bail runs or some shit. Could be your thing, and maybe you need to min-max better for that. But for, you know, me playing on players 2 or 3 or whatever I'm playing on, because I normally have the capability to play with 3, this is all you need, man. Even throwing on absorb gear, you know what I'm saying? Lightning, cold, I mean, fire with Rising Sun. So yeah, it's pretty good, I must say. Definitely interesting that they brought this to the game. It feels totally broken, but that's okay, you know. The game's already broken. They broke it with Sunder Charms, in my opinion. Not saying I don't like Sunders, but kind of fucked the game up. Everything's really easy now. It was already kind of easy, but now it's like super easy. But hey, what are you gonna do? You don't gotta play with them. My brother flat out will not play with any Sunder Charms, dude. He like thinks they broke the game, and it's like, I'm not using them. More power to him, man. Do a quick bail run. You guys getting tired of that Tristram music yet? I don't even give a fuck, man. I was gonna try to make a playlist and shit, but man, that's my last video, guys. So get that feel of the Tristram music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, part of me is real bummed that, you know, I'm not gonna make any more videos, but at the same time, man, you got a pretty decent career. I just don't really have time anymore to really put any energy towards this. And plus, you know, I'm not saying I was running out of ideas, but the last thing I was doing was something I already did in Lord of Destruction, which was the Uber set challenge. And it would be even easier now with Sunders. So I started doing it and started using weird skills. Yeah, check that Mosaic sin lag out. Messed up my charges. But yeah, I have a couple videos I haven't released yet. I probably won't, but it's basically some of the Uber set challenges that I did where I was using dumb skills like sacrifice. And, can't remember, bash. I think I might have released the bash one. But it was just really strange skills. Just to be like, oh, look, I beat Ubers with sacrifice. But, I mean, dude, you can fucking beat Ubers with anything if you think about it hard enough. I think I kind of realized that, and it's just like, yeah, what's the point, man? It's not, I feel like it's not what it used to be. You know, it used to be challenging to come up with crazy ways to beat Ubers. Now it's like, shit, man, I can put on a Sunder Charm and kill it with poison. It's one of my most popular videos is Poison Necro. You ain't seen that one, check that one out, man. You fucking like can't be killed. It's got under like 800 health or something. Fucking GG. There's the Mosaic, pretty standard though. Next up, looks like it's Brown Starfish. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so Brown Starfish over here is a Nova ES source. Uses the Energy Shield Staff to hit that level 40, plus 2 item swaps, Chilling Armor from the staff as well. This is pretty fucking bone dry. Cut and dry here. This is the only build where the 2 controller presets are the exact same, and that's because we only cast Nova. That's all we're interested in there. So we swapped the stone, the Oculus, and this character negates so much damage, man. I mean, it's just crazy. So you got the Oculus, kind of a trash jewel in there, to be honest. I love this thing. 25 damage reduced with the stacked lightning resistance and 6 mana after every kill. Fucking GG, man. 2 Thor, 7 FCR. That's all we need is 7. We do have energy, replenish life, tool in there, fire res, mana. I mean, mana after kill on everything. We even wear Drax just to get more life after kill. That's a really nice ring, actually. Arachnid's Mesh, like every class. Stone of Jordan, Tri-Res Boots. A lot of those. 40 Geeds. Then you have some GCs and a Lightning Sunder. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You don't need any health, so we just use some stat points. GCs. We do have max block, of course, using Derek's Sanctuary or Jerky. I never know how to say that goddamn word. So we're using Death Web and Lidless, but those are actually swapped. It's supposed to be Death Web with Jerky Sanctuary or Jerix, and then Lidless with the Oculus to get the higher breakpoint for teleport. You'll notice damage reduced by 45, damage reduced by 20. This is with the Lidless. We hit the 87 FCR breakpoint. Well, actually, I think we need to put something else on. We need to put the Mage Fist on to hit that next breakpoint. That's what it is for the 105. But this one, it's just got insane. This 37 too is an actual number. But this one has just absolutely insane damage reduction, like 60 and 40 or something. I missed it right there, so I don't want to go back. But he never loses health ever. Practically never. And she gets enough mana after kill and enough health after kill to kind of hold her own, to be honest. I mean, with no insight, no insight and not super high level warmth, because that's like the last thing I'm working on this character. All the rest of her points are going to go into warmth, so it'll be better once you get that, but I mean, it's still pretty damn good, man. I think it's like, I don't think it's 40, I think it's like 26 mana after kill, I think is what it said. It's good though. And then the life after kill just really helps out with the Death Web, man. It's like, could be like 22. Because that's a 12-12 Death Web right there. So 22 life after every kill is way more than enough to replenish any whatever health I do drop. I mean, I don't really drop any health, I think, this whole time. I mean, I've been kind of looking at it for a minute here, and I don't see it ever going down, but maybe it does, but it gets replaced immediately. This build feels truly unstoppable, if I'm being honest. Pretty rare that I get into like a oh shit moment with this one. Took me so long to find those jewels though. This is another character that I did make a video about. It was before I put the Sunder on her and made a couple adjustments here and there. But if you want to see all the jewels that I put into all those items, I actually do that on video. On a video I released like a year ago or something, man. I've had this one for a while, this character. Though I really don't play her as much as I probably should, because she does really well. Yeah. Fun little character to play. Certainly does insane in the lower level Terror Zone areas like the pits. Yeah, she can clear that shit super quick, especially with the Mage Fist on instead of the Drax, to hit that 105 breakpoint with the Oculus on one side. So, guess we're doing a bail run with her too. Show her off a little bit. I mean, you can teleport like directly into mobs and not even lose one hit point. I mean, like right there. I didn't even lose one. I don't even think they can hurt me, to be honest. And I have Decrepify on, which means I'm taking 50% maybe more physical damage, but I haven't really ran into. I bet you if I ran into like some Death Lords right now or something, they'd probably hurt me. Who knows? I haven't seen it go down once this whole time, so I don't know if I put the Bale fight in here. I tried to tighten up the video a little bit, but my life does go down in the Bale fight here because he cast the fucking blood mana curse on it, man. And blood mana is no joke. It definitely ruins your day as a ES sorceress, which is kind of why I wanted to build it like this, because this character can survive blood mana curse pretty easily if there's guys around her to kill her. I don't remember exactly what Nova, how much it costs, but I mean, if I'm getting 22 life for Nova, essentially. Oh look, my health did go down. That's why I wear an antidote potion in my belt down there. Poison is her weak link there. You probably get absolutely destroyed going against Lilith. You know, like the good Lilith, not the soap opera breakup Diablo 4 bullshit, man. I still can't believe how bad that fucking game is. I mean, I played it and played through it, put a lot of hours into it, until I got to the end, not campaign, but like toward end game, and was like, man, this is the trashiest game I might have ever played. And then that was before season 1, but I heard it's just gotten worse. I mean, my life didn't even go down in the middle of getting just gang raped by Lister and his guys. I didn't even see, oh there, I lost 2 hit, oh it's because I'm poisoned again. See what I mean? You lose a little bit of hit points when you're poisoned. But it's no big deal. Can't remember now. See, I knew I cut Bailout. But yeah, that blood mana gets me good. Whoa, what is going on? I don't know what that was all about. Oh, look at, I messed my video up. We're gonna go with it, man. Looks like one of the videos got messed up, but I don't give a fuck, man. This is my hybrid fire cold sorceress using Hydra, really synergizing on that Hydra, Meteor, and Frozen Orb too. Really the Frozen Orb stuff is because this character likes to rush, but we're missing all the gear, but that's okay. I'll just tell you what it is. It's supposed to be a Doom and a Spirit and a Hodo and a Phoenix on the other. Flickering Flame, Viper Magi, a 2 skill FCR Amulet, and Mage Fist, 2 stones, or 1 stone, a BK, 4 Travelers. Pretty much the fucking same shit that's on all sorceresses. This one has horrible, but she does hit the high breakpoints for that FCR, so. She has horrible magic find as she is my rune finder in cows. This character just destroys cows. No need for magic find when you're looking for that. 55 faster hit recovery too is pretty decent. Does around 9k fireball, 15k meteor, and 1.3k Hydra, and that's per fireball, and they shoot a lot of them. But let's just go ahead and get right into the cow. You know, I still think a Javazon probably, you know, kills this faster, a pure Javazon, but I enjoyed the sorceress. She is fun to play and a great G-Rusher as well, with having decent cold damage to get you easily through Nightmare. Of course, Frozen Orb is the better skill, no doubt, if you're trying to clear out a lot of guys really fast. I just really like the Hydras though. I think it's awesome looking, very, very cool looking. Probably why I like it so much on the Amazon that I have. It just looks cool. And with that Amazon, you can get way more than the 5 you're able to cast as a sorceress, which makes it even cooler. Limited to 5 here. It's alright. You know, I thought of a build and almost used the last of my high runes because I did pick up a couple of each high rune, except Zod. I told myself if I needed Zod after I quit JSP, I gotta go fucking find one. See how that goes. I've been playing this game for like 20 years and I ain't never found one Zod, not even once. brother played significantly less time than me. Already found 2 Zods, so I know it's possible. But I was gonna make her, and I had a really cool idea. I might share it with you now while we're watching her just run through the World Stone here. And I've always thought the elusive tri-elemental damage sorceress wasn't possible. But after looking at it, you know, I think if you had cold on one side, probably something similar to what I'm doing here with the Hydra, or with the orb, you know, maxing out orb only takes like I think 45 points. Minus whatever you put into Cold Mastery, and if you use Doom, which is what's supposed to be on this character, and you get a high roll on that Doom, you know, 1 point into Cold Mastery might be all that you need. But either way, cold on one side, and then you wear 1 dream, 2 dragons, dragon shield, and a dragon armor. And not for the aura. I mean, the aura will help a little bit. But you can still be with 1 dream and maxed out lightning mastery with a couple GCs and some skills on your gear. You know, you can get, I think it's like 15k, 18k, somewhere around there, damage, melee damage. And you would use a passion. Synergize the Hydras with Firebolt and Fireball, and then spawn the Hydras by using Passion. And that sounds like a really fun build. I may try to build that one in the future, especially if I can find a couple Sur runes. I actually don't have any. I have like, what, 3? I don't know. We'll see what it is on the Gold Find Barb. They're in his stash, but it's like 3 burr and like 3 lows, and it's like if I wanted to make these dragons, I'd have to like cube everything up, and it's like, man, I don't know about all that, because I only got the 1 dragon right now on the Amazon. It ain't getting taken off of her. That's a super fun build for me that I like to play, but I think I may try that in the future. So yeah, dual dragon, passion, and then Doom and Spirit on the other. Yeah, you know, and depending on what you wanted to kind of go towards, you know, you could probably maybe do like a couple of each GC perhaps, or maybe all like lightning if you. I mean, I would have to test it out and see what's good. Here we go. Here's a small benefit to the controller. Since I have so many X skill points available, I can just you know, grab some hot feet, some blaze, some firewall, throw it all down. I mean, using a huge array of skills is certainly more engaging for me when playing this game. I found me a nice cryptic axe. Not sure what I'll put in it. I did have to take off an infinity off of my Bladesin. But truth be told is I don't think she really needed an infinity, and she needed actually a Reaper's Toll. So when I took that infinity off and made the Iron Golem out of the Pride for the Paladin we saw earlier, thought about maybe making another infinity, whereas I have, but I don't know if I really need to be quite frank. Guys definitely take a little bit longer when they spawn like that, not bunched up together. Alright, here is the Wolf Barb. This guy is super fun, man. And with 2.4 changes and the increased duration of Frenzy, we definitely do the increased stamina max synergy with Frenzy, Double Swing, Polearm Mastery, Axe Mastery, and then kind of fill out the rest there. That only leaves 3 points for Taunt. You could put those 3 points into Berserk if you wanted to get some magic damage. Well, here's the gear. Beast and Last Wish, Berserker axes, with High Lords, Wolf Howl. Look at that GG Wolf Howl. Fortitude. I believe we have Steel Rends. Oh wait, we're gonna swap out for the F Lacerators. I do like playing like this, where you throw. Typically, if I'm doing Terror Zones in Act 1 or 2, I'll put on some Lacerators instead of the other ones. Gore Rider, Wisp Projector, a String of Ears, Random FCR Ring, and Steel Rends. And then some max AR Lifers. Nothing too special or good. Just kind of run-of-the-mill. At 976 would have been really good if it had better health. But this build is very, very interesting because we're also going to be using an Ethereal Tomb Reaver on our secondary with 2 lows and a Zod. Probably like, wow, that doesn't make much sense because you need to increase attack speed to get the bonus for when you're shapeshifted. Funny thing is if you use Frenzy. Hold on, we gotta check out this GG Grief real quick. Oh, GG Grief incoming. Hell yeah, 15 ED, 400 damage. Too bad that increased attack speed sucks. But here's just some other shit I play with. There's a pretty nice weapon, throw weapon. Nothing like the one my homie Seno gave me, an LOD. But it's what it is. You can actually reach max breakpoint too for attack speed with Bone Heal as well. So you could use that if you wanted to play around with Corpse Explosion, which is always good fun. A couple other Wolf Howls down there. In case I want to switch out the Chom rune. They're not quite as good. They're 665 instead of 666, but the only thing that extra point Werewolf gives you is attack rating, so it's really not that big a deal. Just some random jewelry there. But what I was saying was that by charging up with Frenzy, that actually adds more attack speed to your weapon. That's how that works. Oh, there's the damage real quick. It was like 6k, 5k Frenzy on each of the axes. Did put the Lacerators away. And then Feral Rage does 15 through 78 damage. That also comes at 88% Deadly Strike, which will, I believe, get to 93% Deadly Strike once I level him up to 99. Or however high I get him with High Lords. This is the only time in the game that you can actually hit maximum Deadly Strike. Not quite 100, but almost, with an Ethereal Tomb Reaver. Typically they require 215 increased attack speed jewels. But charging up with Frenzy and getting the attack speed that way really benefits us to not have to do that. So we can hit him with like 88% Deadly Strike right now. Like I said, I think get up to 93. This is what it looks like with the F Lacerator. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate how Tomb Reaver with the Deadly Strike is a crazy amount of damage. And that's kind of where the Lacerators play into effect here, is proccing amp damage. That's going to make Tomb Reaver do even way more damage. I mean, basically already one-shot shit, but with amp damage, it's like, this shit means business. It's just not really great for Act 5, you know what I mean? It just doesn't hold up nearly as well as Last Wish and Beast. Obviously, the Fanaticism helps with the attack speed with Frenzy, and the Last Wish has a whole shitload of great things going for it. The Life Tap proc and the Fade. Insane amount of Crushing Blow. I mean, Last Wish is a very good Barb offhand. It's about all though. It's a bummer that they didn't put attack speed on Last Wish, because it would probably be used way more if it came with some attack speed. But yeah. Either way, I mean, you see how it's played. What's interesting is how fast the wolf runs when he gets charged up with Frenzy and his Feral Rage. I mean, it lasts 14 seconds, so it's not like a crazy amount of time for you to get that bonus, but I mean, he runs so fast when he charges them both up at the same time, and it's just breakneck speed. Of course, just casting the Oak Sage, you know what I mean? I think that's actually Wolverine, but you get them both with the Wisp Projector. Why not, right? Again, got the extra buttons, the button press away on my keyboard there, or on my controller there, so why not? I will say, after playing a few runs with this dude, making these little video edits, I was super impressed with the survivability of these dire wolves. And I know they're level 56 battle ordered with my EO Barb. But y'all are probably gonna flame me for it. Like, you made a build video, but yet you need a battle order Barb. Hey man. Fuck you. I do whatever the fuck I want, man. If you ain't playing with a battle order Barb in a game that's fucking 20 years old, like, what are you doing? It's so easy to get two things going. Either, you know, I have several kids, like I said, so we got PlayStations coming out of fucking ears in my house, and it's very easy for me to just turn another one on. On the PC, I'm not too sure actually how you get two going. I haven't actually done that since Lord of Destruction. It used to be super easy, but I imagine it's probably the same. One thing I will say I like about the Dire Wolves, I don't know if that's, I can't recall because I don't remember playing too much Druid summons in Lord of Destruction, but I will say that playing with them now, you know, I really noticed that they teleport like directly to you when you run too far away. And I remember in the past, you know, as a Necro, you would sometimes lose shit. So here's some immune to physicals that I run into, which got me thinking maybe a Bone Break might be really helpful on this character. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, though. I think maybe a couple points early into Berserk might just do the trick, but I don't know, though, because I know the higher player count you get, the harder it becomes to kill them, so I may do that in the future. I'm not too sure. I mean, ideally, I'm sure that's where the, you know, Decrepifying Amp damage would come into play with breaking those physical immunities, which would be another bonus to using the F Lacerators instead of the Beast and Last Wish, but I've run into immune to physicals not very often, to be honest. Clear speed on this guy is not very great, if I'm being honest. It's more of a just a fun character to kind of play brain dead, you know. Sometimes some of these other characters I play that have golems on charges or just golems in general, it's a little stressful, man. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to die on some bullshit lag, which happens not all the time on the PlayStation, but you know, I've noticed that PlayStation certainly lags more than computer, so that is one thing I would say that kind of sucks. Gotta love that fade though. Certainly helps out. Taking less damage. Yeah, that could almost like negate the Bone Break. You know what I mean? I think it's what, level 15 fade for Last Wish, so that's 15 damage reduced. You know, you could find a mid Bone Break and still break even. Of course, it's got to proc, but I mean it procs pretty often. You'll notice those dire wolves are still holding on strong as charges. I think because there's nothing like summon mastery for druids like there is for necros. I think their health is more appropriate than if I was to like get +1 to raise skeleton with no skeleton mastery. Not that that exists, but if it did exist, those skeletons would be absolute ass right out the box. So I mean, I know these aren't level 1 dire wolves. I can't remember what level. I think 16. I think. But even a level 16 skeleton with no mastery would be ass. So I feel like the druid summons certainly feel better when you put them on other characters. Not that revives feel bad, but revives really are just scaled to their own health. And even without skeleton mastery, revives do alright. They're not like crazy amazing though until you get auras on them like resist fire and salvation. Then they can never die. Kind of interesting that's how that is too. Not a lot of people know that about the summons and how there's no cap. I think there's still quite a few ideas that could be pulled out of there. I know one I was thinking about was using Medusa's Gaze. And if you did it as a character that was elemental, you could get it to where they were only immune to lightning, and if you put at least a 20 cold res jewel in there, they would be 100% cold, and then 50% lightning, 100% fire with flickering flame, and of course poison. They're always immune, so it could be a really cool punching bag that would cast, I think, high level low resist. I can't remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's the highest level in the game on a proc. So that's interesting. Or no, I think that was actually taken. It's level 7 if I'm not mistaken, but I think cleansing, or not cleansing, the plague rune word actually has a higher level low resist, but that doesn't have any resistance on it, so that's the wolf barb. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and just go over my Goldfind Barb, the only one that's not level 90 because I treat them like trash. Taunt, Berserk, Frenzy, Double Swing, and Axe Mastery. We are going to be using dual Rune Masters on our weapons. And again, I made a video on this guy too. This is an old build from Lord of Destruction actually. You know, use your dual Rune Masters to soften them up to nothing. And let your Merc finish him off, because he's going to be rocking the Tomb Reaver with 3 limbs and a bunch of other gear. He's Ford, I think, though. But Rune Master, William's Faith, High Lords, Rune Master, Wealth, Chance Guards, 2 Dwarf Stars, a Gold Wrap, some boots with Gold Find. And these took a long time to find, these GCs. Max AR. There's one mastery in there, but these ones are all max AR gold find. 1076. Look at that juicy one. 1063. These are some pretty good charms in here. It took a long time to find or fill out. Pretty good Torch and Annie on this guy. Couple all res gold find charms as well. He doesn't have max res, but he doesn't need it because he never leaves Travancore. Does have Demon Limb and a Life Tap Wand on his secondary. Steel Shade for the Fire Absorb, which is just like money, man. Y'all are sleeping on that shit. Frenzy damage, you saw, is average around a little over 3k. 1900 plus gold find. This dude gets tons of gold pretty quick. On average, it's about 350 to 400k per run. If you're not taking your sweet time, it happens pretty quick, at least like a minute and a half, I think, on average. On That feels right. Maybe it's a little less. I don't know. Try to get a little boost to run up in there with charging up the frenzy. And just pretty simple, you know. Cast life tap, cast war cry, and start chopping away. Notice that steel shade in heavy action. Our Merc is just getting showered in Hydra. And not even a scratch. It does come with up to 11 fire absorb. I would say after anything less than 10, probably don't want to use it. I know it sounds trivial. 10, 9, 11, what's the fucking difference? But there's a difference. Go ahead and do some horking. Just put a couple gold for gold refined runs on this guy's segment of the video is not very long. But yeah, you know, I just can't. I think it's better doing it this way than having your Merc kill them. That shit takes forever. And, you know, people are like, oh, my Merc never dies. But, I mean, dude, these dudes die in here sometimes, man. With Conviction and, like, a Holy Freeze aura. And even the toughest Merc, dude, he's done. You get Conviction with all these Hydras, you're fucking done, dude. So having a backup plan to, you know, kill them myself is certainly ideal. Even these immune to physicals, you know, you just hit him with the Berserk. And he's dead. I do like doing this move too. I figured I'd show this. You run right in there. If your Merc's not following you, then boom. That way your Merc's right there. Normally, I feel like without Steel Shade or Life Tap, that shit would kill your Merc immediately. I mean, just look at him, dude. There's like all the Hydras are... He's got all the smoke. Feeling great. But... this is the gold fine Barb. He's a good dude. I don't really level him up too much or much at all. 87 really felt appropriate. I didn't think I need to get much higher than that. He has had some trouble before in here, but it's mainly user error. He's not doing the right shit. Next up is going to be the experimental character I'm working on. I almost didn't even put her in here. That would be the Bladesin. You know, I'm not too familiar with Bladesin. I know Aaron on the Facebook, like a pro, maybe he could chime in. But pretty much max all the Bladesins. Put our Bladesin skills, Light Sentry, and then Shockweb for the synergy on Light Sentry, since we are going to be doing the same thing again with Eternity. Like, yeah, you're probably like, a lot of these builds are just Eternity. Well, that's a new thing, man. William's Face, Metal Grid, Spirit, Enigma, Rack, Wisp, increase attack speed, Res, Gloves, FCR Ring, Tri-Res, MF Boots. Those are actually from Classic. I just moved those over. And some GCs with a Bone Break. Only character that actually uses that. Some 5 all red SCs. Torch, Annie. You know the deal. Eternity Ethereal on the other one with a Phoenix. Now, if my understanding is correct, you want a high ED ethereal weapon for these skills. So I figured, why not? Again, this is all new to 2.4, being able to use an ethereal Eternity while swapping and keeping your revives. Of course, you could always make one ethereal, but your charges would go away and you'd waste all your high runes for nothing. But now, you know, I can just summon with the non-ethereal one and you're good to go. This one is using a Cleansing Plague Golem. I don't know how... Well, those are all the attack damages. We just missed it, but you can go back and look. It's like on average 5k or something. 4k, 5k for the blades. But we're going with the cleansing golem, mainly because I was completely unsure about how a iron golem would work with an assassin with nothing to help it. You know, the other ones all have stuff going for him. You know, the Paladin can make him immune, the Druid can give him ridiculous life, or the Necros just have great synergies to him. But a golem on this assassin doesn't offer very much survivability. You see how long it takes to kill these immune to physicals. Definitely needed to get that Reaper to proc there, but poor old Laharis just couldn't do it over there. I don't know about the Bladesin, to be honest. It's not terrible. It's the only character on here that I'm still kind of figuring out, if I'm being honest. But I figured with the changes to 2.4, being able to swap with the revives, I was kind of looking at all the classes, and I was like, what class would really benefit from using an Ethereal Eternity? And with burst of speed and the blades, it seemed to make sense because Eternity comes with no increased attack speed. So, I mean, it's kind of a bust if you're looking to attack fast unless you have another way, you know, like burst of speed or whatever. Go ahead and get the Shadow Master going there. And as far as I'm to understand, you just kind of throw your blades in the middle here and hope they hit them, I guess. It certainly looks cool, you know. Especially with all the revives and, you know, everything kind of going on. I kind of thought that would be a cool thing for the build too, would be revives, you know, teleport in the middle, which I should be doing like right before they come. And then kind of keeping everyone centralized by them attacking the revives. That idea sounded cool. It didn't really work out too well in concept when I was playing with her though. Could be though that just not too well versed in the Bladesin. It is kind of fun. I'll give you that. I know they buffed them up pretty good. Couldn't give you the exact numbers, but since 2.4, Bladesin did get a buff. So I will say though, killing Bale and the bosses, it was horrible. I almost felt like I should put a point into Dragon Talon to kick them. I may do that in the future because that seemed pretty tough. I think I show it in here, so I'm trying to save time, but I believe it took 1 or 2 minutes to kill Bale. Not fast. He kept moving away from the blades, and yeah. So I think maybe putting a point to Dragon Talon could be play. Maybe I'm wrong. See, when it all works together like that, though, that's a pretty decent speed on the minions there, you know. They kind of, at least the ones before that. It's an interesting build. I'd like to get a little more familiar with it, to be honest. I plan on taking her around through some Act 1 terror zones or something. Alright, on to the last few characters, man. We have my bone, or no, this is my poison, summon, hybrid, venom. Want to max out Poison Dagger, Poison Explosion, Poison Nova, Ray Skeleton. The rest of the points go into Skeleton Mastery. You can put extra points into Golem Mastery if you please. Get your curses from somewhere else. I'm able to get lower resist and decrepify from items. There's one with the lower resist charge, a white wand. Alright, so we're using a -50 Death Web, a 220 Necro hat. I really like that amulet. It's pretty nice. Wish I had more decks, but this thing rules because it gives me Decrepify. I think probably using a 4-faceted Monarch is better, but I like Decrepify a lot, so I'm using that. Pretty standard of the mill stuff. Trangules. Decent FCR ring for someone that actually did melee though. Gotta have that to kind of counter that Poison Sunder. We have all these P and B GCs. Pretty standard. On our secondary though, we are going to be having that White Wand. And that is to get more points into Skeleton Mastery, because we're going to be summoning from that, but also the 3 Golem Mastery on its base. That, with the 3 Golem Mastery and the 1 skill on here, actually increases our Golem by 7. So when you join the room, you want to always make sure you have that on, because Golem that spawns is whatever you have on those items. So you don't have to put the 5 extra points into Golem Mastery to play it safe if you have those items, because I believe he's at like level 19 or 20 or whatever, which is way more than enough health with that Battle Order Barb. Looks like we're just doing a chaos run here. This guy is chill. He is my pit runner. Like, this dude runs the pits. So when pits are terrorized, this is the dude. Probably clears it just as fast as the damn Warcry Barb. I know they're really great at the pits too. Yeah, it's pretty standard though. You know, the revives and the summons all make sense. You have so many extra points. I think the, you know, Metal Grid Beast helps out a ton. You know, and we are using an Insight or an Infinity, even knowing Poison doesn't get helped by Infinity. That's where that lower resist comes into play. But honestly, Conviction is so good with your summons, because they can actually hit like every time, that if you have any character that summons stuff and you're not using an Infinity, it's kind of trash. I'm just gonna be honest. You know, Infinity lowers their defense by like 85%, I think, on Infinity. And so that means that your attack rating means nothing essentially, which really helps out when you have summons, because you can't get their attack rating any higher if you're not a Necromancer. So, you know, it definitely comes into handy on like the Paladin and the Druid that are all summoners. But yeah, Diablo takes, you know, a little bit of time to kill him with poison. It's certainly no Mosaic sin, but he does pretty good. And I figured I'd throw a pit run in here too. No. This guy's just solid, man. And I really like poison skills. I like how far it reaches out. You know what I mean? It's shooting that shit far. So it's a really good skill for clearing areas, especially like when you go into the level 2 of the pit. You know, you can just kind of stand on the middle of that second ledge, and just like this, and just kill everything. Might be counterproductive to have your summons kind of expand out like that, because then the guys aren't running towards you. Definitely feel like when they're all running towards you and you're poison, might be even a little faster. I love playing with summons though, guys, in case you ain't figured that out yet. Here is the last character, my favorite character. My Necromancer. OG Necromancer. This is my Poison and Bone summon hybrid. I've tweaked him out quite a lot with a bunch of different curses, without losing any points in his damage. I'm still not maxed out at 99, 6 points shy from fully maxed out. But you'll notice we put 6 points into Skeleton Mastery. That's just to get stronger skeletons, because we are going to be using the King Leoric wand when we summon them, so they're going to be much higher level than that. I broke that down in my last video where I talked about this guy, Death Web, for the mana after kill. I love that hat, plus 8 mana after kill. That is such a good amulet when all you need is 5 FCR. My goodness. This is my favorite item that I own right here, so there's that. Pretty nice Enigma, Dust Shroud, Raven Frost, Arachnid's Mesh, and another FCR ring. 50 War Travs. I know he's my favorite, and he got the 50. And he does have summoning GCs, you know. I feel like those summoning GCs offer far more benefits than the poison and bone do. I think you lose about 1,000 damage, and you gain 8 more revives and more skeletons, and your golem's beefier, and it's just better. So we use the right here Arm of King Leoric to spawn guys, and then we also have this Curse Necro Head with Decrepify, Confuse, and Terror on. And then we have this +7 to Skeleton Mastery white that we use after we get our skeletons. I'm not sure I'd show it in this video. I can't remember where I cut the video. No, I already got them. So when you spawn your skeletons, use the Arm of King Leoric, and they will get huge buffs. Of course, when you take that off, they remain as buffed up as they were when you had it on. So your skeletons, especially with the Battle Order Barb, are never going to die. And by switching to the white wand, now any revives that you spawn are going to have +7 to Skeleton Mastery, which is the only way to boost their damage. It's a total no-brainer. But here's what's in the stash. Homunculus, Dark Force. A really nice Dark Force. If this thing would have rolled 2 Necro skills, man, I would have been so happy. I actually self-found that. Some Silk Weaves, White Wand with 8 Spear, Terror and Golem Mastery, a Suicide Branch. Believe it or not, this actually has a place here. If you put that on instead of there, that actually gets you to the 125 breakpoint, which is obviously where you want to be when you're like rushing somebody or need to do a lot of teleporting. I keep that in there just in case. I found this, Jamala gave this to me for the quest. I was very surprised with that. It's got a really nice 20 life, 15 all-res jewel. Bone Flame, my life, Necromancer, hat, juicy. That's a backup beast for if mine dies or when he dies. They all die eventually. Beast Champion Axe, definitely ethereal, the way to go for Iron Golems. It is the beefiest beast there is. Alright guys, well here is the last Veil run, and you guys have already seen this character. I just wanted to show him off again. He's certainly my favorite out of all of them. I'm a big Necro fan, if you will. I think getting away from using Call to Arms and putting a different set of weapons into my secondary has been fun, actually, and it's really given the builds a lot more versatility. If you can find a way to get yourself a Battle Order Barb, or perhaps don't mind playing with low health, which you can do that too. There's endless builds for this game. I mean, especially with some of the changes they've made that have kind of gone under the radar. I think a lot of stuff with summons and swapping and all this stuff. Hopefully some of the people look into some of the things that I found here, especially the, you know, swapping out higher level oak sages and not losing your charge. It's you know, there's more stuff to be figured out, I think. These golems for this guy is so goddamn beefy, man. He just... I was watching his health when I was playing, because I've been used to playing on the sketchier ones. And man, these guys are tanks. Super tanks. But, you know, on top of everything, guys, I just also want to thank you for sticking around, being a fan. You know, I'm 500 subscribers. don't sound like much to maybe somebody, but to me, it's a number I'm happy with, man. You know, it's pretty cool that people dug what I was doing, and glad y'all are here for the ride. And all rides come to an end, you know. So I still will be playing this game on PlayStation. Probably not too socially, but if you're in my Discord or want to get into my Discord, because I'm keeping that shit up. You know, I did make some friendships here, guys, you know. I'd like to keep in touch with quite a few of y'all, so of course I'm keeping the Discord open. I'll leave a link for the Discord in the description if you want to join it to keep up with what I got going on, because, you know, I'm still going to be sharing what I'm doing with my Discord group. There's no real intentions on making videos anymore, but, you know, maybe someone wants to hear about how the Grail's going. I'm kind of excited to try that. I think I put it all in there. I've been kind of working on it on the side. I'm at like 42%, so making a little stride. It's a pain in the ass though to make a whole nother account just to hoard all the items, like Jesus. But here we go. Man, this dude is just versatile. I'm looking for a safe character to play. It's this dude and my 96 Paladin and the Mosaic, because the Mosaic is so great at absorbing. He's good. Go ahead and kill Lister. I can't remember if I killed Bale here. I know I do a chaos run after this, the final chaos run. Oh, it's getting right into chaos. Alright, I wanted to pull something up first. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody that stuck around, enjoyed my stuff. Probably wouldn't have done it without an audience, so. Or your help. Most of y'all were fucking troopers in what I had going on here, so. Cheers to you all. I do want to shout some people out, of course. Donchonalucci, #1 homie. Really the guy that helped me build that original wealth and build that original team that I had. Diamondace, Seno, my buddy Hashtag, Control Z. Wrote down some notes for y'all. Zookah, can't forget about him. Debuci, fucking Debuci been there. Xenogears, TIStuff, Freeker, GosuBlack, Dire, 672, Iceknight, 366, Stayblazed, Curb, Shades, Renewal, Ranch. I got more. Y'all are the troopers of this fucking thing, man. Seriously. Couldn't have done half the shit without your guys' help. So, big shout out, man. Did I already say Seno? He's the fucking man, dude. Zookah, Zapyna, Benjamin, 1001, Crack Kills. All y'all, man. Thank you for helping me out on all these fucking stupid ideas I had. Too bad I don't think I even mentioned this in any video because it was failed. We tried to do one Iron Golem versus Uber Tristram a few months ago. I got so much fucking gear for this shit and it just failed miserably. One Golem cannot defeat Uber Tristram, let me tell you what, even with all the fucking level 50 auras in the goddamn world, and he still couldn't do it. But my time's about run out. My fucking throat's dry. I need to go smoke a goddamn cigarette. I'll catch y'all on the flip side, man. And thanks again. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, man. Fucking Mr. Llama SC for hosting my Uber Slots game once. Thank you. Brunsky, always sharing my shit, man. Yo, Debrunsky, thank you, brother. Reals. If anyone would have my back in this shit, it was motherfucking Debrunsky from the streamer side. But y'all peace out, man. Stay up. Check the Discord if you want to keep in touch. I will check y'all on the flip side, man. You can look at my trash before I go. Yo, well, cheer, guys. Peace out.